And evidently, the research park there has made a significant contribution to the local economy over the past couple of years. I mean, you see these numbers and you're like, wow, I had no idea it had been doing this well. I don't know how familiar you are necessarily with the research park at FAU, but according to the Business Journal, this was a little over a month ago, $708 million in annual impact. It says it was redefining South Florida's real estate map. Yeah, I could see, almost $750 million making a significant contribution to the economy. Basically, if you rewind it a little bit, since pandemic, financial and tech executives who have been relocating to Florida, particularly in South Florida, it has ignited a statewide commercial real estate boom. But Boca, once again, has quietly become one of the most strategic winners. Larry, what have you known about the research park at FAU? Was this a relatively new concept? Have they been around for a long time? I wasn't previously familiar with it.
Yeah, I mean, they were developing it when I was there. That was like 20 years ago. So it's a long time. And we spent a bit of time over there as engineering students. So there's definitely a lot of that tech. There's a mix of tenants over there.
Well, when you think about the timeline, you said 40 years ago. So that puts us in the mid 1980s, and you had brick, you had IBM there, the first personal computer coming out. So I'd imagine, without knowing all the history, that they might have been trying to, continue to build off that same success and draw more tech companies to South Florida, particularly Boca Raton at that time.
What's cool about this is, from a real estate perspective, you have this here, and then Penn, Florida has plans to develop this into a massive,
someday,
new Meisner Park type territory, right? With office buildings, tons of retail, restaurants, like everything you could think of, residential. So this is like all kind of connected: University Village to the research park, then to Palm Beach State University, which is right there too, and then Florida Atlantic University right here. Some success stories out of the Innovation District here. ModMed, now valued at $5.6 billion. And this is a company that provides specialty-specific software solutions for doctors and medical practices. Other successful companies, the SilverLogic, it's called, software consulting and development company, and Chipmonk offers technology-driven e-commerce fulfillment solutions for growing online brands. These are things that are being incubated in this park.
Billionaire Stephen Ross, this was about a month ago, had locked in a $250 million refinance for the luxury tower, the Laurel, which is a place that, a lot of people have not heard about yet. But it really says something about, one, the commitment to the area, which, not that was ever in question with Stephen Ross, but two, with certain or uncertainties with the economy, you sure as hell don't see Ross slowing down for anything, except maybe the Miami Dolphins, but that's a different discussion.
Yeah, this is some photos of the Laurel. This is a 1-bedroom, 1-bath balcony unit that is available in November for $4,600 a month. So almost $5,000 a month for a 1-bedroom in this luxury building. And so they took a loan on this place for $250 million. They just refinanced out of it. Uber luxury and super walkable. 322 high-end units with floor-to-ceiling windows and Italian kitchens, Bosch appliances, keyless entry. And this is an apartment building. This is a rental building. This is not you don't go buy this. It's not a condo unit.
Let's go to Pompano Beach, where Casamar condos, my God, it's already sold out. A $350 million sellout.
Yeah, $350 million luxury tower from the Related Group. And this is to your point, just another one on the list. Check it off. So this is where it is, just south of 14th Street, right on the beach, Casamar. We've talked about this in the past, right? This has been under construction for some time, but now we're kind of hitting that we're done, we're sold out phase. And for context, this is a 21-story oceanfront condo building. right? Also, this is just north of Fort Lauderdale, which is like efficient to get into Fort Lauderdale. You know, some people, everybody has different preferences when they come here, but I've worked with a number of people that were very hot on being in Fort Lauderdale because it's like a city, or like a more of a major city. And so
without being Miami.
Totally. So they've considered, and Miami's just a totally different city. So it's like, if you probably have a preference, either Miami or Fort Lauderdale being a little bit more of an American city, Miami being a little bit more of an international city, and you feel it there, right? For sure.
Well, evidently Hallandale Beach is winning. 24 projects in Hallandale Beach have either been approved or proposed. Everything from luxury towers, hotels, condos. It is transforming into the next Broward County boomtown, you know, because Pompano was the last one. I guess we're already moving on to other things.
They have to be welcomed by zoning and the city, right? And so if they're welcomed and they see investment in the community from the city and master plan strategies that align with where they can make money, then they come in. And so all these cities in South Florida specifically are really watching each other and saying, oh, that worked over there. Like, and that looks good. And we like the results. So let's kind of like mimic that or learn from what they didn't do or did do. Right. So this is Hallandale, this whole area right here all the way out. Right. We've talked about it. We've talked about some developments over here in the past, but this is just kind of a highlight of, hey, there's 24 major projects that have been approved or are in the pipeline, from towers, hotels, apartments, condos, and then a bunch of single family home projects, redevelopment stuff going on, individual specs, right? That are just like being knocked off in the city, and the city's like on board with it. Yep. And the city defines major developments to include any project containing 10 or more residential units or 4,000 or more square feet of retail. And so they've been pro major developments, right?
Right. Oh, well, Atlantic Village, we had talked about that before. That's where FIBA's America's headquarters just went.
The Shell Bay, 1.35 million buy-in for country club, right? That's like a bananas number. Most expensive country club in the United States, 150 acres of pure exclusivity, right? So you have Oasis Hallandale, 675K on the bottom end, 4.4 million on the full end, fully sold out on the commercial side. So, yeah, the parks at Hallandale, we go down the list and like show you each one of these, but there's just so much here.
Do we want to move on to Lake Worth Beach? Why not? Because we got Midtown Capital scoring a $57 million bridge loan for a project. It's to finish a brand new 230-unit apartment community, and it's sending a message to the South Florida market. I don't know what message you could send at this point. Everybody's building.
I just found that super interesting that it was wood construction. So, and this project's 1, 2, and 3 bedrooms ranging from 715 square feet to 1160 square feet. You know, they try to really, you know, the features here, this is more of I would call a workforce housing project where like, this is not like luxury on the water type deal. This is for working blue collar individuals primarily in a market that, you know,
I feel like a lot of them are in Lake Worth that we've talked about in the past.